I ran off on the plugs 3 times in 2014. Here's a story. So boom, it's 2014. This is actually a little bit after that Rite Aid yank, the stabbing incident. It's 2014. I'm 19 years old, and I had to stab a man in the eye out of self-defense. And I'm broke. Like I said, I had just quit Rite Aid, quit, laid off, fired. Same difference. Point is, I left Rite Aid, so now I got no money coming in, and I used to like rent out my home studio, my home recording studio. I just like the local artists and shit. I charge like dirt cheap prices, and so I'd get the lowest of the low, like the worst types of people. And I used to do the shit in my parents' house in my back bedroom, like just letting the worst types of people know my address. But yeah, anyway, some of those derelicts came and recorded at my studio. Shout out to y'all though, cause y'all definitely helped me out. But you know what I mean, some of those thugs definitely came to the studio, and while they was recording, I heard them talking about using, like, you know what I mean, fake bills. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I'm just overhearing them. Cool, cool, bet. So I start like after the session is over and shit, I start talking to them about it. Like, yo, like, what's up with those? Like, I want to see. And then, you know what I mean? I check them out. They're not well printed at all. So I'm like, I can't go to no store with these or nothing. Um, so I'm like, yeah, I might not do this. But then it just hit me. I had like an idea, like a light bulb just went off. And I was like, I can find drug dealers on Craigslist and zoe them. Word, I could just, it's winter. They won't check this. So that's what I did. I started finding drug dealers who sold weed on Craigslist. And I would just zoe them. And the first time was the funniest. I ain't even gonna lie. It was me and my boy Johnny. I must call him Johnny because I don't want to say his real name. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna call him Johnny. Yeah, we're gonna call him Johnny for this story. That's a good name. So yeah, me and Johnny, he wanted me on my first lick. And I found this drug dealer off of Craigslist. I wanted an ounce of Blue Dream. It was a little more than an ounce, actually. I'm tweaking. It was a little more than an ounce for sure. I want to say it was 2 ounces. Memory's fuzzy. Point is, it was a good amount of weed. Let's just say an ounce for the story. It was an ounce of weed, Blue Dream, potent. I loved it. You know what I'm saying? You could see it in the pictures. You know what I'm saying? This is the time when weed was still good. So uh, we arranged to meet up in Harlem. It's the dead of winter, cold as hell. I got a few of the fake bills, right? I give it to the weed guy. My boy Johnny's with me. Right before, you know what I mean? That was the plan. So my boy Johnny with me. I tell him the plan. I'm like, yo, we gonna go over here, meet him here. Hand him the money, and you know what I mean? Take the weed, and we're out of here. And if he knows the bills are fake, we're out of here. Like we're you know what I mean? Get ready to run. Like, you know what I mean? We're out of here. Like, you know what I mean? And luckily the guy, when I gave him the bread, he did not realize it was fake. But I told my boy Johnny right before we met up with the guy, he was some white dude. Told him before, I'm like, yo, don't give him your real name. If he asks your name for whatever reason, don't give him your real name. This was 2 minutes before we walk across the street. So we go across the street. Like I said, we do the transaction. And he's some friendly white dude type shit. So he's like making conversation. I mean, weed is still illegal at this time, y'all. So you could get some, not time, but you can get in trouble for this. So he's making conversation, trying not to make things look too suspicious. And he asks our names. I told him my name is Jay. You know what Johnny tells him his name is? Mind you, I just told him, don't give him a real name. This nigga says Johnny. This nigga says Johnny. You know, I just realized I'm using the name John. This is not the same John from the OY story. This John's actually a real person in the OY story. Johnny's just a fake name I'm using right now that I just thought of off top. Just for some clarity, if you've seen the old vid. Yeah. So Johnny tells him directly, yo, my name is Johnny. I never looked at somebody with such a calm but angry face in my life. I was like, That face you just make to somebody when you know you fucked up. I just told you don't give your real name. But he gives his real name and whatever. The thing goes out smooth. So my plan is, now that I got the weed, at the times, like, you know what I mean? People are selling apes and shit, but this is the time where people still sell dimes of weed, nicks of weed. So I had no scales. So I just making fat ass dimes of weed and selling them as nicks. And like all my friends smoked weed, so it really wasn't hard to get off. I'm selling great quality weed, crazy amounts for a crazy price. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm still making a profit on it because the bills I gave him was, yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, man. If y'all thinking about this too, that, you know, why am I snitching on myself? Statute of limitations all the way up, buddy. It's all the way up. I can speak about this. But yeah, man, it's just wild, man. Johnny almost fucked up the play. Where was I at? I lost train of thought for real. So yeah, I would just sell dimes the size of Knicks, Blue Dream to all my friends, and so on and so on. I did this two other times after this one, so 3 times altogether. And that was just the hustle. I made a little profit and I just stopped. I was like, nah, I'm gonna get in trouble. Niggas either gonna kill me or I'm gonna go to jail, or both. So I'm like, nah. I was just dead broke. So I was like, yo, we gotta make a quick hustle, man. And it worked. I ran off on the plugs 3 times.